If you get SSI, I need you to hear this before August begins, because in the month of August, no SSI payment is coming to your bank account. Not on the 1st, not late in the month, not at all. And when that empty month arrives, thousands of American seniors are going to panic, and they're going to assume their benefit was cut or suspended, or that somebody got into their account and stole it. So let me give you the answer right now, because you deserve it up front. Your August money has already been paid. It arrived on Friday, July 31st, one day early, because August 1st, 2026 falls on a Saturday, and the Social Security Administration never sends payments on a weekend. So that second deposit you saw at the end of July was not a bonus, and it was not a mistake. It was your August check wearing a July date. Now, that's the answer, but it is not the whole story, because there is a budgeting trap hiding inside that early payment. One that caught a woman named Dorothy and left her short on grocery money by the middle of the month. And this exact same calendar trick is going to happen 2 more times before this year is over, including once at the worst possible moment. Stay with me, because I'm going to walk you through all of it. My name is Walter Sinclair, and every single week I go through the updates from Social Security, Medicare, and the VA so you don't have to. I'm not a financial advisor, and I don't work for the Social Security Administration or Medicare, so please treat everything today as information, not personal advice for your situation. And everything in this video comes straight from the official 2026 payment calendar published on ssa.gov, which means you can check every word of it yourself. Now, let's talk about why August looks empty. Here's the rule that explains everything. And once you know it, this will never scare you again. SSI, which stands for Supplemental Security Income, is always paid on the first day of the month. That's the schedule, and it has been for years. But the Social Security Administration has a strict policy, and it's this. They do not send payments on weekends, and they do not send payments on federal holidays. And when the first of the month lands on one of those days, they don't make you wait until Monday. They do the opposite. They move your payment backward to the last business day before the first. So your money never arrives late. It arrives early. And that's worth saying twice, because it's the part that brings people peace. The government does not delay this payment. It moves it up. So here's exactly what happened this summer. On Wednesday, July 1st, you received your normal July payment, right on schedule. Then, on Friday, July 31st, you received a second deposit. And that second deposit was your August payment, sent one day early, because August 1st is a Saturday. 2 payments in July, 0 payments in August. And here is the number that matters most in this whole video. You are still receiving exactly 12 payments this year. Not 11, and not 13, 12. Nobody skipped you, and nobody handed you extra money. The calendar simply squeezed 2 of those 12 payments into the same month. Now, the third thing you need to know is who this does not affect, because I can almost guarantee somebody in your life is going to get confused about it. If you receive regular Social Security retirement benefits, or survivor benefits, or disability benefits, your August payment is coming in August, right on your normal schedule, because those payments follow your birth date, not the first of the month. If you were born between the 1st and the 10th, you're paid on Wednesday, August 12th. Born between the 11th and the 20th, you're paid on August 19th. Born the 21st through the 31st, you're paid on August 26th. And if you started your benefits before May of 1997, or if you receive both SSI and Social Security together, your Social Security portion still arrives on August 3rd, the way it always does. Only the SSI side of the ledger moved. Let me pause here, because this is the exact moment where families end up arguing at the kitchen table. Your neighbor gets a deposit in August, and you don't. And somebody says, "See, something must be wrong with your account." Nothing is wrong. He's on Social Security retirement. You're on SSI. You are both being paid every dollar you're owed, just on 2 different calendars. So here's the payoff of this first section, plain and simple. If your August bank statement shows no SSI deposit, that is not a problem you need to fix. That is the system working exactly the way it was designed to work. But knowing that fact, and actually living through 5 weeks on a single deposit, are two very different things. And that's where Dorothy comes in. Dorothy is 72. She lives just outside Dayton, Ohio, and SSI covers her rent, her groceries, her utilities, and honestly, not much beyond that. The last time this calendar quirk came around, she checked her balance near the end of the month and saw a second deposit sitting there. And she did exactly what most of us would do. She figured it was a back payment or some kind of adjustment in her favor, and since her car had been grinding every time she hit the brakes, she used that money to get them fixed. It felt responsible. It felt like the adult thing to do. Then the new month started, and no payment came. Her rent was due on the 5th, and her account was nearly empty, and she spent over an hour on hold with Social Security, heart pounding, convinced her benefits had been terminated. And when someone finally answered, they told her the truth in one sentence. "Nothing is wrong, ma'am. That deposit you already received was this month's payment." Dorothy told her daughter afterward that she'd never felt so foolish. And I want to push back on that, because Dorothy was not careless, and she was not foolish. Nobody warned her. No letter came in the mail. The information was sitting on a government website she'd never been told to check. Here's the good part. Her local area agency on aging helped her set up something almost laughably simple. 2 envelopes. One marked with this month, one marked with next month. Now, whenever a payment arrives early, it goes straight into next month's envelope and it does not get touched. This year, Dorothy saw that July 31st deposit and she smiled because she knew exactly what it was and exactly what it was for. That's the difference knowledge makes. Not a bigger check, just peace. So let's turn Dorothy's lesson into a plan, because the real challenge of an early payment is the gap it creates. Your July 31st deposit has to last you all the way to Tuesday, September 1st. And if you count it out, that's a full 32 days, which is longer than a normal month. The simplest fix I know is to redate the deposit in your own mind. And on paper, if you keep a checkbook register. The money that landed July 31st is not July money. Write it down as August 1st money. Don't spend a dime of it in July. If you do your banking on paper statements, take a pen and physically write August next to that deposit, because that one small act keeps your brain from treating it like a windfall. Now, let me bust a myth while we're here, because this confusion runs deep. A lot of people believe SSI and Social Security are the same program with 2 names, and they are not. Social Security retirement is an earned benefit based on your work record and the payroll taxes you paid over your career. SSI, Supplemental Security Income, is a needs-based program for people 65 and older, or blind or disabled, who have very limited income and resources, and it's funded from general tax revenue, not payroll taxes. For 2026, the maximum federal SSI payment is $994 a month for an individual and $1,491 for an eligible couple. And some states add a supplement on top of that. And here's why the difference matters today. Only SSI follows the first of the month rule. That's why your SSI moved to July 31st, while your neighbor's retirement check didn't move an inch. One more practical item before we go on. What if you're watching this and your July 31st payment genuinely never showed up? Don't panic on day 1. Social Security asks you to allow 3 mailing days before reporting a missing payment. So first, check your bank account or your Direct Express card carefully, and check your statements online at ssa.gov through your My Social Security account if you have one. If it's still missing after 3 business days, call Social Security directly at 1-800-772-1213. That's the real number, and it's the only number you should trust, because scammers love moments of confusion exactly like this one. Now, quick favor before the next part. If this video has cleared something up for you, tap that subscribe button, because it costs you nothing, and it tells me to keep making videos exactly like this for American seniors who deserve straight answers. And you're going to want to be here for what's next, because here's the part almost nobody warns you about. August is not the last empty month on your calendar this year. It happens again. Twice. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Walter, if the government knows millions of seniors are going to see an empty month, why don't they just pay it on August 1st anyway? Or at least mail everyone a warning letter? And it's a fair question. The honest answer is that this isn't a scam and it isn't a cut. It's bureaucratic indifference. The payment schedule is published on SSA.gov every single year, months in advance. And as far as the agency is concerned, that counts as telling you. No postcard, no phone call, no reminder. The system assumes you already know, and the people it hurts are the ones with the least room for error. That's not right, but it is the reality. And I'd rather bore you with the truth than scare you with a headline. And because the whole problem here is that nobody hands you the calendar, I made one for you. In the description below this video, there's a free printable, one-page 2026 SSI payment calendar with every single payment date for the rest of the year, the 3 empty months clearly marked, and a short budgeting checklist based on Dorothy's envelope method. No email required, no catch, just print it and keep it by the phone, or tape it to the refrigerator, or hand a copy to a friend who gets SSI. Because the next 2 dates on that calendar are the ones I need you to see. And that brings us to the big one. Here it is, the thing I promised you at the start. This exact calendar trick fires 2 more times in 2026, and the last one lands at the worst possible moment of the year. Let me walk you through the rest of your payment calendar, date by date, so nothing surprises you again. September's payment arrives normally on Tuesday, September 1st. October's payment arrives normally on Thursday, October 1st. But then, on Friday, October 30th, you'll receive a second October deposit, and that is your November payment, arriving early because November 1st falls on a Sunday, which means November, just like August, will be a month with no SSI deposit at all. Then, December's payment arrives normally on Tuesday, December 1st. And then, on Thursday, December 31st, one more deposit lands, and that one is your January 2027 payment, arriving early because January 1st is a federal holiday. So December shows 2 deposits, and January 2027 shows none. Now let me show you why December is the dangerous one. Picture a single SSI recipient getting the maximum federal amount of $994. On December 1st, her regular payment arrives, and that's her December money. On December 31st, another $994 appears, and here's the trap. It appears in the middle of the holiday season, after Christmas spending, with New Year's Eve happening that very night, at the exact moment when a little extra money feels like a gift. And that deposit has to survive all of January, every grocery run, every utility bill, every prescription copay, for 31 days, until the next payment on February 1st. If August catches people by surprise, December catches people by temptation. The fix is the same one Dorothy uses, applied 3 times. When the October 30th deposit lands, date it November. When the December 31st deposit lands, date it January. Envelope, register, sticky note on the fridge, whatever works for your hands and your habits. The tool doesn't matter. The dating does. Because once you stop asking, "Where is my payment?" and start asking, "Which month does this payment belong to?" this entire calendar loses its power over you. 12 payments, every year, every dollar, just wearing the wrong dates 3 times. That's the whole secret. And now, you have the full map. Let's lock it all in with a simple checklist you can act on today. Number 1. No SSI deposit is coming in August, and that is completely normal, so do not panic and do not assume your benefit was cut. Number 2. The deposit you received on Friday, July 31st is your August money, so stretch it all the way to September 1st, because that gap is 32 days long. Number 3. Take a pen right now and mark 2 dates, October 30th and December 31st, because those early deposits belong to November and to January, not to the months they land in. Number 4. If you get regular Social Security retirement, survivor, or disability benefits, none of this affects you, and your August payment arrives on your normal Wednesday. Number 5. If a payment is truly missing, Wait 3 mailing days, check your account, and then call Social Security only at 1-800-772-1213, and never trust any other number that calls you first. And number 6. Print the free 2026 calendar linked below and put it where you'll see it. 6 steps, and this calendar will never rattle you again. Before you go, I want to ask you to do one thing that matters more than any button on this screen. Somebody in your life gets SSI, a sister, a neighbor, a friend from church, and right now they do not know that August is going to look empty, and they are going to have a frightening moment at the mailbox or the ATM that they never needed to have. Share this video with that person today, because 30 seconds of your time can save them a week of fear. And leave me a comment down below, just one word. Did you know about the July 31st payment before this video? Yes or no? I read those comments and they tell me what to cover next. Speaking of which, in my next video, I'm covering a program that can actually put money back into your pocket every single month. The Medicare Savings Program that pays your Part B premium for you, because too many seniors qualify and never claim it. Until then, stay sharp, stay steady, and look after each other. This is Walter Sinclair. I'll see you in the next one.